looking forward to see the faces of the brave souls who have braved the sudden cold for Vedanta. One of the qualifications for Vedanta is titiksha, where you put up with all that the world can throw at you, the troubles, the physical and mental troubles, and still you stick to Vedanta. Yes. So heat or cold, I will go and attend a Vedanta class. That is titiksha. That is the practice of spiritual fortitude. Today, I propose to dwell on one mantra from the Upanishads, from the largest of the Upanishads, the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There is a mantra towards the end of that Upanishad. It goes like this. Atmanam ched vijaniyad ayam asmiti purushaha kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusangvaret. This particular mantra, I'll tell you what it means. It contains the essence of Vedanta. And Shankaracharya in his commentary has written a brief commentary on it, maybe a paragraph or so. But Vidyaranya in his Panchadashi writes his biggest chapter, the 7th chapter, 290 verses on this one short mantra. 290 verses. And that chapter is packed with a lot of insights into Vedanta, into spiritual life. So I'll primarily draw upon that and many other things today. A lot of material, a lot of ground to cover. Let's see. I'll have to move fast and you'll have to pay attention. Atmanam ched vijaniyad ayam asmiti purusha. That's the original language. What does it mean? When a person realizes the self, I, to be this, ayam asmi iti, this Sat Chidananda, I am not the body and mind. I am existence, consciousness, bliss. When one realizes this, the next, kimichan, desiring what? Kasya kamaya, for whose satisfaction, for whose pleasure? Shariram anusangvaret. Will such a person, such an enlightened person, suffer along with the body? Suffer along with the body and mind. Continue to subject oneself to the sufferings of the body and mind. So the whole verse together means when one becomes enlightened. By enlightenment in Vedanta, we realize that we are the absolute, existence, consciousness, bliss. Not this body-mind. When actually one realizes it directly, then desiring what? What shall I desire? And for whose sake? Kimichan kasya kamaya. Shariram anusanjaret. Will one continue to suffer with the body-mind? 4 aspects are to be understood here. One is realization. That I must, well, the first aspect is jnana, realization. Who am I or what am I really? Number 1. The second aspect is what is called negation of worldly enjoyment. Bhogya nisheda, kimichan. Desiring what? Then nothing in this world becomes an object that is worth pursuing. One transcends all of that. So the second point we'll dwell upon is what is to be desired in this world from the point of view of enlightenment. And the answer will be nothing worldly, none of the vishaya, the sense objects are worthwhile. And the third point that we should note is, for whose sake am I doing all this? We never questioned this. So the enjoyer, the person who is trying, the entity which is trying to get pleasure and satisfaction and enjoyment in this world, we must inquire into that. For whose sake? Kasya kamaya. That's the third aspect. Technically, it's a negation of the individual enjoyer. In Sanskrit, your terms are very precise. Bhoktri nisheda. We think that we are an individual being in this body and mind and trying to attain certain goals in life. That one is dissolved. And then finally, suffering with the body-mind complex. That suffering is transcended. We no longer suffer with the body-mind complex. The fourth aspect, this is called Jivan Mukti. The body is still there. You're still living. Your life continues. But in the midst of this life, we have transcended suffering. So this is called Jivan Mukti, living in the body and yet transcending the body. So these are the aspects of this short mantra from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And I propose to dwell on this today with the help of the material that I've mined from Vidyaranya in Panchadashi. He takes the help of that story. I have told this often, the 10th man story. The spiritual journey to enlightenment, he understands through the 10th man story. The story in brief, we all know. 10 friends were going on a journey, and then they had to cross a river, and they crossed the river, and when they went across, suddenly it occurred to one of them, did we all cross or did somebody drown? Let's count. And one of them counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, the 10th person is drowned. It's not here. And the others say that, no, you're not counting right. Let me count. And each of them counts and finds only 9. And we know why they are finding only 9. But they don't know. They find only 9. And they think that the 10th person is drowned and they're crying. And then somebody passes by, a wise person, who says, why are you crying? Well, our friend, the 10th person, has drowned, is dead. How did you know? We counted. And of course, this person must have counted and seen that there are 10 people. And then this person says to them, don't cry. The 10th person is there, alive. Where? We don't see. No, just believe me. There's an important stage in spiritual life. Just take it on faith that the 10th person is there. Now I will show you. When the person calms down, it says, count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I told you there are 9. And this wise man takes this man's hand, the one who was counting, and turns it towards himself and says, thou art the 10th. Dashamas Tomasi, thou art the 10th. And this man realizes that, oh, I am the 10th. My God, the 10th person has been found. And so happy and delighted. And others say, let me try it. And they also find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, the 10th person is found and everybody is happy. All right, this is the story. Now here, if you look closely, the 7 stages of spiritual life, according to Vedanta, they are all there. What are the 7 stages? Ajnana, ignorance, number 1. Second is avarana, veiling. Third, vikshepa, error and suffering. Fourth, paroksha jnana, indirect knowledge. Fifth, aparoksha jnana, direct knowledge, enlightenment. Sixth, dukkha nivritti, transcendence of suffering. Seventh, ananda prapti or tripti prapti, attainment of bliss, the great bliss, which is the subject of this morning's talk. So 7 stages. Let's look at the story. First of all, there is ignorance. The person doesn't know that he has to count himself. So that is the root of all of this, ignorance. Vivekananda, when he came to this country, and he said, in Vedanta, we do not talk about original sin. We talk about ignorance. We do not know our true nature. We do not know what is what. And therefore, the problem starts. So first, ignorance, that I have to count myself. Somehow it slipped that person's attention. Ignorance. And the second problem comes from there is avarana, veiling. Veiling is of the nature, I don't see the 10th person. It's veiled. Where is the 10th person? It's hidden from me. This is the second stage. And in the same way, in our life, Atman, God, Brahman, immortal soul, I don't see it. Where? The first thing that a skeptic or an atheist asks, where is God? I don't see God. We are talking about pure consciousness, Atman, Brahman, where? I see a body, we look inside, I see a mind, that's it. So it's veiled for us. It's there, just like the 10th person, but veiled for us. The thinnest of veils, but very powerful nevertheless. So the second stage in our spiritual journey is our reality is veiled for us. Just like the 10th person, he says, 10th person is not there. I can't see the 10th person. I can't experience God or Brahman or Atman. Second. Third, vikshepa, error. From this comes error. What happened in the story? 10th person is drowned. You see? Can't see the 10th person. So the next immediate conclusion is 10th person is drowned. And sorrow and wailing, oh, our poor friend, how he drowned, and then what sufferings that person must have had while drowning, and we shall never see him again, and 10th person is drowned. Exactly like that, we fall into error. The so-called pure consciousness, Atman or Brahman, not seen, second stage. Third stage, I am the body-mind. Because what is seen? What is experienced? The body is experienced, the mind is experienced, and the world is experienced. And hence, I am the body-mind, I am this little individual interacting with other little individuals in this world, called Jiva. Jiva is an individual being, sentient being. I am interacting with them, trying to make the best of my life, trying to overcome suffering. From our childhood till now and till our death, the whole struggle is somehow to overcome suffering and try to find some kind of joy, peace, bliss, satisfaction. We engage in various projects for that. And so suffering. And that is the third stage, vikshepa, error and suffering. In our case, it is called samsara. Samsara, this whole project of living. You might say, no, it's not all suffering. There's some fun in that also. I was reading George Orwell. He said, most of us, we manage to have a fair bit of fun in our lives, but on the whole, on the balance, life is suffering. Except for, he says, except for the very young or the very foolish. On the balance, life is suffering, George Orwell says. And another person, I forget, a writer here in the United States. He says, she writes, the statistics tell us 1 out of 4 persons in our country is suffering from some kind of mental illness. So if the three of your best friends are all right, then it must be you. On the balance, George Orwell says, life is